YouTube just rolled out a massive update that makes going live in both portrait and horizontal easier than ever before, and it honestly got me thinking about creator workflows. I started wondering how many of us are sitting on terabytes of long-form content while grinding day and night just to push out a few bite-sized clips for social media. If you have ever tried to slice a massive recording into a stack of shorts or reels, you already know the specific pain of this process. You know the drill. You have to hunt for the good bits, export a dozen different files, reformat everything for portrait, and then schedule each individual post. It is essentially a full-time job on top of your actual creative work, which is why I want to introduce you to Vizard. I want to show you how this tool takes that entire messy part off your plate while still making sure you keep full creative control over your content. So, first things first. What actually is Vizard? Think of it as your personal assistant that watches your long videos, identifies the most shareable moments, and turns them into ready-to-post clips for every platform. It does three key things brilliantly. It auto-edits viral clips by finding highlights. It auto-schedules those clips on a cadence you set, and it provides a content calendar. I don't want this to sound like a sales pitch, because I really just want to walk you through how I use it and why it differs from other tools you have probably tried. Step 1 is simple. Upload or connect your long-form source, like a raw Zoom recording, a webinar, or even a full live stream. Vizard then ingests the file and starts scanning for moments that perform well, like big laughs, spikes in energy, or those crucial aha moments. Instead of me scrubbing through an hour of footage and guessing where the gold is, Vizard surfaces a list of suggested clips with thumbnails and predicted engagement. I can quickly preview them, tweak the in and out points if I want to, and hit approve, making the whole process incredibly fast. It is honestly like the difference between searching your camera roll for a lost meme and having someone hand you a curated pack of the absolute funniest ones. Now, you might be thinking, aren't there a bunch of other auto clipper tools out there already? You are right, there are. And tools like Headliner or Kapwing can do parts of this job, while Descript is fantastic for transcript-based editing. The issue I constantly run into with those is workflow friction, where some require manual tagging or require you to export and re-upload files constantly. Many of those tools do not have a robust scheduling system built in, so you end up juggling multiple dashboards or doing repeated exports for portrait and landscape. Vizard, on the other hand, is built around the fundamental idea that creators do not want to publish the same content 3 different times. It automatically generates variants in portrait, landscape, and square and gives you previews so you can ensure the subject framing looks good in every single aspect ratio. That means no more exporting 5 different versions in Premiere or wrestling with manual cropping in every single social studio. Let me walk you through a real example that mirrors how I usually demonstrate these features to my own team. Say I have a 90-minute interview I want to promote. So I drag it into Vizard, and within minutes I have a feed of 30 highly recommended clips. The platform highlights parts with strong hooks, clear sound bites, and those little micro stories that perform exceptionally well in short form. I can click through a clip and see how it will look in vertical versus horizontal format instantly. Vizard's reframe tool previews what gets cropped out and where the focus will land, which is huge because you can lose important visual context with a blind center crop. Vizard lets me nudge the framing, pin the subject, or replace the crop area so absolutely nothing important disappears from the shot. One feature I absolutely cannot stop using is the auto schedule function. I set up my posting frequency, for example 1 clip a day at peak times, and Vizard queues them across platforms automatically. I do not have to babysit uploads or remember to post at 9 a.m. because it just happens on its own. Compare that to manually scheduling multiple files across different platforms. You either pay for multiple pro plans or you spend an entire day uploading and tagging. It is really not fun, especially if your internet upload speed happens to be slow. Vizard keeps everything in one content calendar where you can drag and drop posts, change times, or swap out clips whenever you need to. If something starts to trend unexpectedly, you can bump a clip up or pause a series, which is content operations without the typical chaos. I will be honest with you, nothing is ever perfect in the world of AI tools. Vizard does a fantastic job finding viral potential, but sometimes it misses a bit of the necessary nuance. It might select a 10-second moment that is only funny if you see the hour leading up to it, which is why the edit and approve workflow matters so much. You can review the AI picks, stitch a couple of clips together, add captions, or throw a quick intro on, which is way faster than starting from scratch. For most creators, that is significantly faster. But do not expect zero oversight if you are particularly picky about the context of your clips. Another major comparison point: some creators still prefer full manual control in Premiere Pro or Final Cut. Those programs are incredibly powerful, but they simply aren't built for scale or speed when you are trying to turn a single long video into 20 platform-ready clips. Manual editing is precise, but it is also slow, and the cost of time is huge for any busy creator. Other automated solutions sometimes lock you into limited templates or charge per clip, so your bill balloons as your output grows. Vizard leans into scaling, as the pricing and structure favor creators who want to push volume but keep quality high. Integration-wise, Vizard plays really nicely with the usual suspects. You can export straight to YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and even Dropbox or Google Drive. So if you have a streaming workflow like OBS or Ecamm and you record locally, dropping that file into Vizard is totally seamless. It is platform agnostic in the same way getting a multi-format live stream from YouTube is platform agnostic. Once the source is in, Vizard handles the rest. There is also a community angle to consider. When you publish from Vizard, it consolidates analytics across your clips so you can see which micro topics hit and which ones didn't. That is underrated because you start learning what moments from your long-form content actually travel. Maybe your audience loves quick how-tos but doesn't engage much with anecdotal tangents. When you can see those patterns across dozens of clips without exporting CSVs and cross-referencing, you can really lean into what works. If you are the kind of creator who streams in both portrait and landscape, like that YouTube live update, Vizard's quick reframing is such a time saver. Instead of setting up 2 live streams or pushing separate feeds, you can record one long session and let Vizard extract portrait-optimized highlights while preserving horizontal masters. That cuts down on bandwidth and headaches, and if you are working with sluggish internet, it is a huge win for your sanity. Alright, so how do you start? It is simple. Upload a raw recording, let the system analyze it, review the suggested clips, tweak if needed, and hit publish or schedule. If you want to geek out, there are advanced settings like setting clip length ranges, prioritizing moments with audience reactions, or adding custom branding templates. But honestly, you do not need to touch any of that to see immediate benefits from the platform. Final thoughts. There are still times I will open Premiere for a cinematic edit or use Descript for transcript-first workflows. But for the day-to-day grind of turning long content into social-sized hits, Vizard has absolutely become my go-to tool. It saves me hours, handles aspect ratios intelligently, and gives me a content calendar where everything lives. If you are creating content regularly and you want to scale without losing quality, it is worth trying, at least as a part of your toolkit. I will drop links in the description for a few tutorials and comparisons if you want to dive deeper into the specifics. That is it for now. So if you are making long videos and want to actually get them in front of people without burning out, give this kind of automated workflow a try. It won't do the creative thinking for you, but it frees up so much time so you can focus on the good stuff, making more content. I will catch you in the next video.